How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I am none other than Josh Samuel. I sometimes get asked the question by the few people that know about my YouTube channel and my personal life. Josh, what you said in this video about the Snyder Cut, is it real? Josh, I really liked what you were saying in this video about the Snyder Cut. I want to contribute. Josh, is all of this true? Yes. How can I help? You see, guys and girls, and in-betweeners, and everyone else listening, there may be a person that sees your involvement and sees your contributions, sees you being active on Twitter, whether that's hashtagging release the Snyder Cut, hashtagging release the Ayer Cut, hashtagging Alita sequel, hashtagging release the Kimberg Cut, all of which came as a direct result of the prominence and dominance of hashtag release the Snyder Cut. You know, there may be somebody, a fellow mutual friend, a fellow family member, who may be curious as to how they too can help, how they too can contribute. And as small as my channel is, for those of you that may be listening, have listened to me up to this point, have listened to my contemporaries on YouTube up to this point, you too may be wondering, how can I help? You may be thinking to yourself, well, I would like to help, but my voice is too small. Or, I would like to help, but I don't have enough followers. I don't have enough subscribers. I don't have enough friends on Facebook. Hashtag get off Facebook. I don't have enough friends on MySpace. Hashtag shout out to Justin Timberlake, but who still uses MySpace. I don't have enough friends on Skype. Be careful on Skype. You may, for those of you, there's some of you out there that want to help, that want to assist, that want to contribute, that want to be more active and want to also be a part of this movement. And you may not know how, or you may not feel that you can. But I'm here to tell you today, my brother, my sister, not only that you too can contribute, you too can be a part of this movement that has inspired other movements, such as the ones I mentioned earlier, but I'm also going to tell you some ways to do it. And with my southern accent, I'll say it like this. Here they go. Alright, so listen, guys and girls. So one way, one of the easiest ways that I can think of, we live in such a digital age, we live in such an age dominated by not just hashtag release the Snyder Cut, shout out to hashtag release the Snyder Cut. We live in an age of social media, which is a good thing in some ways, a bad thing in other ways. But that's another video as well. We live in this era of dominated by social media and hashtag release the Snyder Cut simultaneously. I know many of myself, I use certain social media platforms. A lot of my listeners do as well. The world uses social media. Some are on social media and don't even realize it, which is one of the bad things about social media. But if you want to contribute, one way you can do that is to use your social media platform, whether that be Twitter, whether that be Facebook, whether that be MySpace, you know, whether that be Skype, whether that be Vero, shout out to Vero, whether that be you know, other social media platforms, TikTok, I don't know if Periscope is still is still a thing, but whatever social media platform you have, and if you feel that you want to contribute, all you have to literally do is put it in your header, put it in your bio, you know, put it as a post, hashtag release the Snyder Cut, hashtag release the Ayer Cut, hashtag release the Kimberg Cut, hashtag Alita sequel, hashtag Alita Army, and let more people become aware of these hashtags and what they stand for, and how, again, these are all a direct result of hashtag release the Snyder Cut. But the important thing is, you know, to make more people aware, because as great as the Snyder Cut hashtag and movement is, those other hashtags I aforementioned, big word, those other hashtags I mentioned, you know, were they are some of them are gaining traction. I know the Alita, shout out to the Alita Army, shout out to Elon and everyone, you know, they are gaining traction. It's just that the world is so focused on the Snyder Cut that they aren't getting as much traction. They are slowly getting traction, but they aren't getting as much traction. And with Disney now, you know, being the owner of Fox, sadly, it's really gonna be more of an uphill battle, given how, you know, Alita is, how Disney is, and even with the Kimberg Cut, or, you know, going back so far as the Trank Cut of Fan Stick, you know, it's really gonna be more of a battle, and a real test of time to get more notoriety and attention to those hashtags. But one way to do it, ladies and gentlemen, use Twitter, use Facebook, use Skype, yes, Skype, use MySpace if you still use MySpace. Again, shout out to JT. Use Vero, TikTok. I don't know, again, if Periscope is still a thing. You know, have some live streams talking about the Snyder Cut. You know, use your social media wisely. Use your make good usage of your time on social media. And guys and girls, one of the things that comes with social media is some negativity that will be thrown your way as a result of you being a part of something great such as this, and as a result of you doing something great such as this. Guys, sometimes the best thing to do is to just keep scrolling, or just mute the person, or just, you know, keep hashtagging. You know, there'll be debates about why this happened in this movie such as Man of Steel, why this happened in this movie like BVS. If you love the movie, like myself, if you love the movie, if you know the movie did what it did, even if some misinformed person on Twitter says otherwise, if you choose to debate that person, do it calmly and send a hashtag their way, because there's nothing they can do besides either block you once they lost the argument, or block you once they see that you're not gonna be swayed by their opinion. And that's powerful. You know, you're being a superhero in your own right. You're putting on your cape. Your hashtag is your superpower. Use that for good. Don't use it for the wrong reasons, and don't use it just to be using it. Know that this is about artistic integrity. Know that this is about getting Zack Snyder's original movie that he shot and Chris Terrio wrote out there for the world to see. Know that this is about people everywhere contributing and donating to suicide prevention. And know that we are all doing this for Zack, who tragically lost his beautiful daughter, Autumn Snyder. Don't worry so much about the opposition, who's doing what, what's being typed, what's being said about other movies. Don't worry about any of it. If you just hashtag release the Snyder Cut, hashtag release the Ayer Cut, hashtag release the Kimberg Cut, hashtag Alita 2. That's it, my brother. That's it, my sister. The rest will take form. more people will become aware. And that's all that needs to really happen. You know what I mean? And I know it's easy to get get blindsided and to get distracted because there's so much negativity on social media. But sometimes it's best to just keep scrolling. That's what your thumbs were made for. I got big ones. That's what they were made for. Sometimes it's best to just post and keep it moving. Or sometimes it's best to just stay out of it. You know, if you see a negative tweet, no matter how much you know about the movie or how much you know or how right you may be, sometimes it's best just to not say anything at all. So yeah. Another way, guys, and I say this with caution. I say this with caution to some individuals. Start you a YouTube channel. Guys and girls listening, there's a lot of you. Some of you I've had on my channel. Some I've seen on other people's channels. And some I've seen just browsing Twitter or browsing another platform. Some of you have some really introspective, thoughtful, and have a deep understanding of what Zack Snyder is trying to do with what started with Man of Steel, going into BVS, and going beyond with his Justice League movie, Justice League 2, and the other film. You know, a lot of you have a deep understanding of what these movies are about and what these movies mean and what they can do for the world. So I encourage you who may be listening to me, who may even be subscribed to my channel, start a YouTube channel. It doesn't have to be something extravagant. God knows mine isn't. It doesn't have to be something like you have to invest a lot of money in. I'm blessed to have the products that I have, and I'm able to record, and y'all are able to hear my 50-year-old voice and everything. But yeah, some of you all definitely should think about starting a YouTube channel. And whether it's talking about hashtag release the Snyder Cut, whether it's giving your perspective on Man of Steel or BVS, or whether it's hashtagging release the Ayer cut and talking about Suicide Squad, talking about David Ayer, or talking about Simon Kinberg, or talking about Alita and the Alita Army, whatever it is. Yeah, I definitely encourage some of you all, not everyone, but some of you all, to start a YouTube channel. You can do it on your phone, your Android or iOS device. Obviously, it'd be best to do it on a computer. I use different forms of different forms. I use different devices when I record, depending on my mood. Like now, I'm using my laptop, but sometimes I'll use my tablet and other devices as well. And again, it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It doesn't have to be anything major. If you put your heart into what you do, like hashtagging release the Snyder Cut, like talking about Man of Steel and BVS, people will notice, and people will definitely support you. People will definitely rock with you, and people will definitely subscribe and take notice, and also want to join in and help. And you taking the time to do it will inspire others to step up and take part of the Snyder Cut movement and the other hashtags as well. You know what I'm saying? Another thing you guys can do is, and again, I kind of hinted at this earlier, and I try to talk about it as much as I can. I know it's a touchy subject for some, but I encourage everyone that is a supporter of Zack Snyder, that is a supporter of creative freedom and artistic integrity, to donate and give something towards not just even whether it's suicide prevention or some sort of charitable foundation, give your time and even chip in a little bit towards that. And suicide prevention is definitely one of them. I encourage you all to take a part of. Zack himself has designed some very cool and very artsy tees and sweatshirts and everything for not just the movement, but for suicide prevention as well. As again, ladies and gentlemen, Zack did tragically lose his daughter, Autumn Snyder, back in 2017. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I also hope that people that don't know about Justice League, I hope that you let them know that the movie was shot by Zack Snyder. It was written by Chris Terrio, and WB did some very horrendous and very trifling and disgusting things to the movie. And that is why even so many years later, this hashtag hasn't died down, nor will it die down until the movie sees release. And as I hinted at in a video I did a week or so back, I hope that this hashtag carries on, which is why I myself continue to say release the Ayer cut, release the Kimberg cut, hashtag Alita Army, hashtag Alita sequel, because it's just, I know again, the Snyder Cut hashtag is just big, it's just everywhere, and I want these things to gain more traction once the Snyder Cut is released. You know what I'm saying? So when we say creative freedom, when we say artistic integrity, when we say Alita Army, we mean it for everyone. It ain't just about one person, it ain't just about two people or a group of people, it's about everyone. And everyone's contributions definitely mean something. So going back to what I said, whether that's suicide prevention, whether it's the American Red Cross, whether it's proceeds to Puerto Rico, who recently experienced some very damaging and severe earthquakes, just find something, do something charitable. And you don't have to, boast about it on social media like, yeah, look at me, I donated so-and-so to charity. But if you want to get more people involved, maybe the best thing to do would be to, provide a link, say, hey, I donated here. I would really like it if y'all would, assist me with this because this means a lot, or something along those lines. Don't just do it just for the attention, the likes, and the star. Do it because you actually want to do it. And that goes back to what I said about using your social media, or you coming on YouTube. And again, I caution some of you who might want to come on YouTube. Do it because you actually want to do it, because you actually want to help, and because you actually want to get involved. Don't do it for the wrong reasons. If you're a fan, if you believe in good, if you believe in truth, and if you ironically enough believe in justice, do it for those reasons. Do it and don't look back, and don't give in to what you might see in the surrounding what I like to call realm, what you might see somebody else tweet or somebody else post. Do it because you actually want to do it, and don't worry about your subscriber count, your follower count, or your how many viewers you get on a live stream. Because at the end of the day, you touching one person or you touching another person, you never know what that person might be feeling, or you never know what you talking about the Snyder Cut, what you talking about Zack Snyder, or what you talking about suicide prevention. You never know what that might do for that group, that one person or that group of individuals that you're trying to reach. And in the end, and at the end of the day, you never know who they might know and who they might reach out to and say, hey, if you you know, want to join in, I've got something really cool I want to show you. And just like that, more people are aware. And that goes for hashtag release the Snyder Cut. That goes for hashtag release the Kimberg Cut, release the Ayer Cut, the Alita Army. Shout out to Alita. Shout out to Rosa Salazar. And shout out to everybody, man. So yeah, social media, YouTube, donating to something charitable, suicide prevention is a big one, and just using it, you know, using it for the right reasons and continuing to push forward even now into 2020. It's no coincidence that once again another hashtag recently came about. Hashtag release the J.J. Abrams cut of Rise of Skywalker. It's no coincidence. It's just, again, hashtag release the Snyder Cut is just gained so much traction worldwide, and is just that powerful that I'm not surprised that it scares some people. But in the same instance, I'm also not surprised that it inspires and that it has inspired a lot of these other hashtags to come about. You know, people respectively are fans of are fans of the sequel trilogy, John Boyega included. People are fans of, you know, what the X-Men First Class trilogy, myself included, did and was trying to do with Dark Phoenix. It's just an unfortunate situation there. Again, myself included, people are fans of Alita, and you know, she was really, to me, that was the best female led movie of 2019. And yeah, obviously they were setting up for a sequel. I don't know what's going to end up happening there. Obviously we hope and believe for the best, but Disney likes to take their time with everything that isn't MCU. So again, that's why I say I hope that these hashtags and these things catch traction, gain more traction in the long run, and continue to you know, go forward. Obviously David Ayer, you know, again, another unfortunate situation with WB being so reactionary and so quote unquote frightened, and apparently quote locking this man out of the editing room unquote. And it's a miracle that the movie was still enjoyable to some degrees, and still was able to make some money. I just think that David Ayer is also somebody that definitely deserves more attention as well, and that's why I hashtag release the Ayer Cut when I remember to. And remember that, again, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, all of this has come as a result of hashtag release the Snyder Cut. And as I say, your efforts, no matter how big, no matter how small, are not going unnoticed. And just continue to use the hashtag for good. And remember that creative freedom, creative liberties, artistic integrity, it goes both ways. It isn't just limited to one person. It isn't just limited to a select group of individuals. It goes both ways. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end. Take care. Subscribe, like, and comment. And hashtag release the Snyder Cut. And the others as well.